responses to a couple of segments we covered in previous shows. The first one comes from Jonathan. He writes, I had a 4 or 5-year-old 485 watt Intermax power supply unit. The fan had got a little noisy, but it all seemed fine. However, my PC would suddenly reboot, sometimes twice a day, but other times once a week. I noticed the house lights dim as it happened.
That's bad.
So I think I'm getting brownouts like they talk about on Tekzilla, and I bought a small uninterrupted power supply. However, the odd reboot still occurred, and I noticed the house lights dimmed every time.
Your PSU is shorting out.
I could turn the main power off at the socket, and the PC ran okay. That's when it dawned on me, it was the PC affecting the house lighting, even with an uninterrupted power supply. Jeez. I switched it off and spent a while on my laptop choosing a new power supply unit. I opted for a Cooler Master 600 watt Silent Pro modular PSU. I've been running it for about 2 months now, and all has been perfect. I have an overclocked Q6600 and Radeon 5770 and 2 hard drives, so I feel 600 watts is aplenty. I highly recommend this PSU for your upcoming PSU segment. Signed, Jonathan from the UK.
Yeah, that's a bad situation where your power supply and your PCs is causing the lights to dim.
I've been in apartments where that was the case. It's like, anything, it made the lights dim. So, but my uninterrupted power supply would prevent that from happening with the computer, at least.
It depends on the design of the uninterrupted power supply, because most uninterrupted power supplies, they basically are a straight line from your computer through a surge protector to the mains in the wall. Really high-end power supply, or uninterruptible power supplies, basically, they take the current from the wall, they turn that into 12 volts, then they have an inverter that turns the 12 volts into 120 volts.
Those are the ones I'm using.
That wouldn't, like, you'd hurt the battery inside the PSU or maybe the inverter, but the lights wouldn't go brown. But yeah, good call, Jonathan and Cooler Master. They make nice stuff. Kevin sent us this email about uninterruptible power supplies. He said, I watched your show on battery backups the other day, and it got my brain working. I work in a power plant of atomic proportions. We have battery backups here. However, they're a little bit bigger than your average server backup power supply. The 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot by 2.5 foot batteries are only 2.5 volts, but when I asked our battery tech how many amps they could deliver, he gave me a somewhat disturbing answer. Quote, we can't really measure how many amps they put out. It would burn out all of our test equipment, unquote. Thought that would be enough to make Patrick drool. Wish I could include a picture, but alas, I cannot for security reasons. Kevin, that just sounds so awesome. Imagine
it's a bank of lead acid. That's what that's.
Well, it's like you get like 8D or 4D batteries that are designed for sailboats or for backing up like your solar panels,
or just that buffer powder. For like up in Alaska. They have like a good battery buffer system so that when the power does spike up and down due to weather or whatever, that you're able to handle that transition through the battery system without having to rely on So the power stays consistent, really, is what they're trying to do there. So,
if you do decide to use gigantic automotive or solar or boat RV style 6D full-on Trojan golf cart cells, 6-volt cells, do us a favor, put them in a box, keep them out of the living space, and make sure it's ventilated so that if there's hydrogen gas leaks or they overheat, you don't melt a hole through the floor or blow up everybody in the house, because that would be bad. Just saying.
Maybe.